They're called gravity sports, those endeavors that rely on, well, gravity. Think downhill skiing, skydiving, sledding, those kind of things. Now think of street luge, something that started in Southern California in the mid-1970s. But when you think of all the hills here in Idaho, you might think we'd be a hot spot for the sport. That popularity of street luge has ebbed and flowed over the years, and these days it's estimated there are only about 1,200 registered street lugers around the globe. And it might surprise you to learn one of the best, lives and trains right here in Idaho. CJ Hollingsworth-Wilkinson is a retired nurse from Emmett. And next month, at 59 years old, she'll be one of 2 women representing Team USA in women's street luge at the World Skate Games in Argentina. She's number 2 in the country. We caught up with CJ, but barely, during one of her training runs on Bogus Basin Road. Think about how fast you take those corners coming down Bogus Basin Road. What, 25 miles an hour, maybe? CJ blows right past that, with nothing but leather and a thin board between her and the road. Bogus Basin Road is a winding 2-lane ribbon of asphalt, curving 14.5 miles and climbing nearly 3,500 feet in elevation. Sure, there are several ways to go up and go down, but for some, there's only one way to head down this hill. CJ Hollingsworth-Wilkinson is one of those people.
I do this with joy.
A street luger,
yes,
who sees the road to Bogus less of a high elevation byway and more of a very low to the ground training ground.
This first half is my favorite because I can just...
CJ is actually in training.
This is my baby.
As one of the only 2 women.
Those are my shoes.
On Team USA's street luge team.
Have steel belted radials on the bottom.
Yeah, that's the same tread as on your tires.
And that's how I stop.
Since she started, CJ has earned a nickname on the street luge circuit, where competitors are half her age.
My nickname is Mama Wilkie.
But how old she is only highlights how new this sport actually is. Next month in Argentina, women's street luge will be recognized internationally for the first time.
To be part of that inaugural women's division is bucket list stuff.
Street luge wasn't written on any sort of list for CJ until she saw what her son Patrick was doing. Traveling the world as a downhill longboarder. A nurse by trade, CJ showed up to one of his races in 2014 thinking she could be of some use.
And I was at the EMT tent, just chatting with the people of my own kind, and a guy came in, Ben Zahner, with his 4-foot-tall skateboard, and I thought, what on earth is that? He said, it's a luge. I said, oh, tell me more.
He did, and she was hooked.
Absolutely hooked from the very first time.
That first time, she topped out at 12.5 miles an hour. These days, on this road, she can hit 35 to 45 miles an hour. And in some straight stretches, she's reached more than 60. Obviously, people think she's crazy.
I hear that a lot. I think the misconception that I get most often is that I'm a thrill seeker and that I'm a chance taker.
She's not, and those comments go unheard out here, like everything else.
It also is the quietest place in the world for me. The helmet, put it on, all the worries of the day go away, and it's just me, my sled, and the road, and it's beautiful.
Not that she's just sightseeing. She has to watch for cars cutting corners.
Yeah, you have a plan to ditch, one way or the other.
And not just cars.
I did wave at the cows, yes.
Okay, so maybe she is a little crazy.
No. I wonder why more people don't do this. I really do.
This is where the mama in Mama Wilkie comes out.
Many women kind of get lost as their kids become teenagers and move out of the house, and they forget the things that make them passionate and fill their lives. And so I just hope that people look at me and go, she might be a little crazy, but she's following her passion. The World Roller Games, or World Skate Games now, didn't exist when I first started. And so to think that I would go, mom of 4, hopping on a luge at 51 years of age, would end up on Team USA, representing our country, which I love, down in Argentina, absolutely boggles my mind. So follow your passions. You don't know where it's going to take you.
But even without the thrill of racing, CJ says she would still be a street luger.
I want to do this because it makes me feel good. I also want to do this because I'm challenging myself physically, and each day's a gift. Like, let's just go and live our life to the fullest.
And go feet first down a hill.
Yeah, fast.
The World Skate Games actually begin today, but the downhill portion starts November 8th in San Juan, Argentina. CJ says she's going to arrive a few days before to get in a few training runs. She plans to switch her wheels out every training run and then for her race, something that will cost her $150 each time she does that, just for the wheels. Which is a good time to mention the USA downhill team. While recognized by USA Skateboards, the national governing body, they receive no funding from the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee. So all 16 of those athletes have to pay their own way, including Mama Wilkie, which is why we've included a link to a fundraiser in this story on our website at ktvb.com.